Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video. The fact that you are willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really does mean the world to me. Today we're going to be reacting and reviewing episode 3 of Agatha All Along. I hope that sigh indicates my feelings about the show so far. I genuinely don't think I have struggled ever to watch a show the way I have with this. The closest I can compare it to is The Acolyte, but The Acolyte left me with frustrations and disappointments and just sighs of disapproval, whereas this show, I can't find a reason to care. Like, after 3 episodes, I'm still sitting here going, why does this show exist? Why is Agatha the protagonist, and why should I care? So yes, I'm really struggling with the show, but let's just break down what episode 3 was about. Finally, we are on the Witch's Road. It really took 2 whole episodes to get there, and it's not very roady. I don't see a lot of roading happening. So yes, they're on the first step of the road, and it is actually just a house. And obviously it's full of witchcraft and trickery, and there's obstacles the group have to go through. But I was just expecting more. Now, obviously, as we go on and we go through the Witch's Road, there will be more tests, and hopefully we lean more into the witchcraft, because if you're going to watch a show about witches, that's kind of the draw. So I'm really hoping there is more of that. But as of right now, it really just feels like a teen drama. It feels like a drama where the premise isn't even well thought out, unfortunately. But something that I did start to see in this episode and I liked was the expansion on all the characters. There's a lot of character development that takes place. We actually start to figure out the motivations of all of the different characters. But one beat that really just didn't land well with me. And I appreciate that they're actually doing something now, though. So I appreciate that they're trying to get some character motivations and some character developments. But there was this sequence where, some of the witches approach Teen. That is his name listed down on both Google and Wikipedia. But we all know who I'm talking about. We're talking about the teenage character. Where some of the witches come up to her and go, hey, don't trust Agatha. She killed her son. And all I could think of is, really? We're going to push the adoptive son angle with this show? Because up until this point in the series, there's been nothing between Agatha and Teen to indicate that they genuinely look at each other as a mother and son would. Now, I'm just going to take a massive leap of faith, and I'm going to say the big twist in this show is either going to be one of two things. One, that Teen is actually Agatha's son and he's had his memory wiped or something like that, or he's just playing an elaborate game of, oh, I'm going to betray you, mother. And that's good. But either way, Teen is going to be Agatha's son, or the eventual thing, which is super predictable as well, is going to be that they do see each other as a adoptive mother and an adoptive son. But I'm leaning towards Teen actually even being Agatha's son. If I'm wrong, I will actually be surprised. I'll say, okay, well done for not being too predictable, show. But also, just the idea of, hey, don't trust Agatha. She killed her son. Firstly, this guy is like a fanboy of witches. Obviously, he'd know that. But also, why would he trust Agatha in any way, shape, or form? Because he knows her character. It just feels like terrible, bad script writing and not understanding the characters that you've written. Now, I did love the concept of the witches having to face their biggest fears. I did enjoy that concept. Again, it really helped with the character motivations. It helped with us figuring out what motivates these characters and how far they've already come from these incidents. Agatha's one was by far the most predictable and less stressful, though. But the way the music and the cinematography played it up was like this big reveal. And it didn't feel that way. But also, I don't know if you've watched Doctor Who, please tell me that this didn't remind you of the episode where, I'm trying to remember the name, I think it's called The God Complex, where it's with Matt Smith's Doctor, and he lands in a building, and every single room holds fears, and the Minotaur is present and everything like that. It feels exactly the same. This just didn't execute it as well as Doctor Who did. Another issue I had is, it's called The Witch's Road, and everyone treats it with so much fear, yet there's actually very little danger taking place, because all of these visions and these fears that they experience just disappear. All of their fears that you think would terrify the hell out of them they're all self-resolved. So if you're really going to try to say, oh, the most powerful witches have failed walking the witch's road, well, it doesn't seem that way because the road just let all of these witches go. And as I said, like Agatha's, she's the main character. And I understand her personal journey is very different to theirs. But her hallucination felt so underwhelming in comparison to everybody else's. Theirs felt truly traumatic. And I understand that hers might have been emotionally scarring. But since she's the main character, I was just expecting a little bit more. So we finally have witchcraft happening, and we've got a spell and potions being made in the sink. Finally, some witchy stuff. I enjoyed that. That was probably the most anticipating part of the entire episode for me. But something I genuinely thought was just fun and clever is the fact that the way the witches escape is by crawling through an oven. That was just... I enjoyed that. That genuinely felt like, hey, remember, these are witches. They're going to crawl through an oven. And even the reference that the one witch makes, like, oh, you know, this is how I lost my friend. Was it friend or cousin or aunt or... Oh, I don't remember. But it took me 3 sittings to try to get through this episode. I had to force myself to sit through this episode. So, yeah, guys, please let me know your thoughts down below. If you think this show is amazing and there's something wrong with me, let me know. But if you share my sentiments, if you think this show is really just missing the mark, then please let me know. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Do not be afraid to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would really, really appreciate that. And I hope to see you guys again in my next review.